All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Easy Money Sports Betting Show, Tuesday, February 14th, 2023. We got a decent slate of games, got a few NBA games, a little bit of college basketball today. Have some football starting back up on Saturday with the XFL starting back up. So I'm looking forward to the football coming back.
Yeah, I am too.
Let's see, that's not the page I was looking for. I was 4-4 on my picks yesterday. So
I was 5-4. I did hit a parlay for the NBA. I had two overs hit, and I had Denver money line win at Miami. So I went 3-0, 2-1 in my NHL, and then 0-3 in my college basketball.
yeah, I was 1-1 in college basketball, and 3-3 in the NBA. All right, get ready for
Pablo.
All right, get these odds pulled up and we'll jump right into it. Had some coaching hires. Colts hired Steichen, and then today the Eagles lose another coach as they lose their defensive coordinator Gannon to the Cardinals. Jim Caldwell got hired as a senior assistant with the Carolina Panthers with Frank Wright.
Yep. I think that's a good hire. What do you think? I mean, I think that's going to have to hurt the Eagles some, don't you?
Yeah, especially defensively, because I don't know who they're going to bring in. Offensively, I know they're, from what everybody's saying, is that they're going to promote their quarterbacks coach to the offensive coordinator. Guy's been there for a few years. So offensively, I don't think as much, especially with plus you got Sirianni. But defensively, that could change because you know what I mean. I don't know who they're going to bring in. If it's going to be somebody that's going to be familiar with,
and
all want to run the same system.
All the free agents they have on the defensive side of the ball, key players. If they lose some of those, that changes things too. So I mean, yeah.
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it. Why I'm thinking of it since Mike brought it up. We won't be live tomorrow. Probably won't be live back with Easy Money again. I would say probably till Monday. Probably won't be off the rest of the week. I'm having surgery in the morning, so we'll probably be off the rest of the week. And the plan is to be back on Monday.
If he's feeling well, we're going to do a watch along on Saturday night with Elimination Chamber WWE. If he feels well, if not, we won't do it.
All right. Hold on just 1 second. Choke these dogs. All right, they went out. Dogs went out of the room. Damn chihuahuas. But no, I've been having a lot of stuff going on. Like I said, I got the couple coaching hires. I think all the coaching positions, all the head coaching positions are filled now. Waiting to see who the Colts are going to bring in as offensive coordinator. I think the Colts are going to keep. I would say the Colts are going to keep Gus Bradley as defensive coordinator. The way it looks, they were stopping him from going and interviewing anywhere else. That was before they got a head coach. So, but I would think that during the interview process, that they probably talked to. But they probably talked to Steichen and was letting them know that they would like to keep Bradley, or you would think they would already let Bradley go. All right, get this pulled up. We'll jump into the NBA for tonight.
Yeah, there was teams wanting to talk to Bradley and Colts.
Yeah,
won't let him.
So I would say they're going to keep him, but I mean, you never know. It could come out today that they've changed, but I would say they're keeping him. It's going to be interesting who Steichen brings in as offensive coordinator. And then the next big thing is going to be what are we going to do at quarterback? Are we draft one of these young guys in the draft, or are they going to try to go after a free agent? I don't know. I'm kind of leaning toward Carr if they can get him.
If there's a free agent, I'd say it'd be Carr. Garoppolo's, like I said, I just read he's completed a complete season one time out of the last 9 years. So I don't think I want to go that route. um, I prefer the Ohio State quarterback over the Alabama quarterback personally. Um, but I mean, I don't know what they're grading people. There's been times people said Levis is higher on their list. So I don't know. I don't know.
I think Levis is the guy they liked the most from what I've heard, but
I don't know.
I don't know with
But,
Steichen either.
yeah,
so
I don't know with Steichen. So,
I'm sure I'm sure that you would think that they'd get his opinion. You know what I mean? That they're not just going to go with whatever you would think they'd get the head coach's opinion on. He'd have some say in it. I hope.
Yeah.
I would say he does, or I wouldn't think he would have took the job.
Well, I know Steichen says they're going to score points and they're going to run the football. That's easy to say.
Get that offensive line fixed. I mean, you have one of the best running backs in the league. So I mean, you can run the ball. Main thing, you got to get the offensive line fixed, and we'll see if they can do that. And it sounded like, just from some of the things I've heard, especially from some of the players now, that Reich had lost that locker room. Wasn't holding players accountable like some of the veterans thought he should, and the veterans would say something, and the coaches and then the coaching staff would say, "No, that's a good effort." So it didn't sound like some of the veterans on that team and that coaching staff was on the same page. That, but then you had Leonard come out and really endorse Jeff Saturday.
Yeah.
But Steichen has been around for a long time. I just saw he has 12. He's been in the NFL for 12 years, so he has 12 years of experience in the NFL. He was with San Diego for a little bit when they had Rivers. Then he's been in Philadelphia since like 2020, and you see that. I mean, Hurts has improved the last couple seasons with him. So I mean, I think it was a good hire. But I mean, you never know. They could have went out and got Sean Payton, and it could have not worked. I mean, you know, what I mean, you never know. I mean, you would think if you bring in a guy like Sean Payton, you're going to get it fixed, but there's no guarantee.
Well, the guy went to the Raiders, and everybody thought they were going to be good. Gruden. It didn't work. So far, the guy at the Raiders now, it ain't working.
Well,
so.
I didn't think he would work when he went there.
Well, I know, but some people did.
After what he looked like as a head coach in Denver, I wasn't thinking he was going to look very good. And I think dude's a hell of an offensive coordinator. There's some disconnect as a head coach. That's why I was kind of glad when he ended up turning the Colts job down.
Oh yeah.
All right, first game tonight: Boston Celtics at the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks are 9-point favorites in this game, minus 420 on the money line. Boston is plus 330 on the money line. Over-unders at 225. Boston is 41-16 on the season. 18-9 on the road. 4-1 over their last 5 games. The Bucks are 39-17, 23-5 at home. 5-0 over their last 5. Boston does lead the season series 1-0. Jason Tatum is not playing tonight for the Celtics, so that's one of the reasons the Bucks are 9-point favorites. They wouldn't be a 9-point favorite if Tatum was playing. These are probably the two best teams in the East. I mean, you have the Cavs and the Sixers that are pretty good as well, but I'd say these are probably the two best, especially when healthy. I think it's going to be a real good game. I think the Bucks win the game, but even with Tatum out, I think 9 points is a little too many points. Orlando Magic at the Toronto Raptors. The Raptors are 7-point favorites at home, minus 290 on the money line. The Magic are plus 235 on the money line. Over under for this game is going to be at 221.5. Magic are 24-34 on the season, 10-19 on the road, 3-2 over their last 5 games. The Raptors are 27-31, 17-13 at home, 4-1 over their last 5 games. Magic do lead the season series 2 games to 1 in this. I favor the Raptors to win this game, but 7 points is too many points for me.
What's the over on that again?
221.5.
Excuse me.
Then we have the Sacramento Kings at the Phoenix Suns. The Suns are 2.5-point favorites at home, minus 142 on the money line. The Kings are plus 120 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 233.5. Kings are 32-24 in the season, 15-12 on the road, 3-2 over their last 5 games. The Suns are 31-27 on the season, 19-9 at home, 4-1 over their last 5 games. I like the Suns here at the minus 2.5 at home against the Kings. Kings are a good team as well, but Suns play well on the road or at home. I mean, so I'm gonna go with the Phoenix Suns at the minus 2.5. Next game is the Golden State Warriors at the Los Angeles Clippers. Clippers are 7.5-point favorites at home, minus 300 on the money line. Warriors are plus 245 on the money line. Over-unders at 228.5. Warriors are 29-28 on the season, 7-21 on the road, 3-2 over their last 5. Clippers are 31-28 on the season, 14-13 at home, 2-3 over their last 5. That's went down a little bit. It was at 8.5, now it's 7.5. So I'm gonna take the Warriors at the plus 7.5. Wouldn't be surprised if Clippers win this game. But I think it's going to be a close game. I think 7.5 points is too many. And then last game of the night in the NBA, the Washington Wizards at the Portland Trailblazers. Portland is 3-point favorites at home, minus 152 on the money line. The Wizards are plus 128 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 236. Wizards are 26-30, 12-18 on the road, 2-3 over their last 5 games. Portland's 28-29, 16-13 at home, and 2-3 over their last 5. I like Portland here at home at the minus 3. That's all the NBA games for tonight. My picks in the NBA night are going to be the Suns minus 2.5, Warriors plus 7.5, and the Portland Trailblazers minus 3.
Yeah, my NBA parlay for tonight. Excuse me. I have Boston at Milwaukee. I'll take the over 225 in that. I got Sacramento at Phoenix. I'll take Phoenix minus 2.5. Orlando at Toronto. I'll take over the 221.5.
All right. Do you have any hockey tonight?
Yeah, I've got some. I got NHL parlay. I've got Boston at Dallas. I'll take Boston moneyline win. I've got Chicago at Montreal. I'll take Montreal moneyline win. And I've got Carolina at Capitals. I'll take Carolina moneyline win.
All right, college basketball. I have 3 games I like. NC State at Syracuse. I like NC State at the on the money line. Over under for that game is at 148.5. I like NC State on the money line at the minus 102. You get better odds on the money line than you do taking the 1.5 point. Then I like Creighton. Number 18 Creighton is on the road at number 24 Providence. Creighton is a 1.5 point favorite, minus 125 on the money line. Providence is plus 104 on the money line. Over unders at 140.5. I like Creighton at the minus 1.5. And then I'm going to take number 12 Kansas State on the road against Oklahoma. Oklahoma is a 1.5 point favorite in this game, minus 114 on the money line. Kansas State, this has changed because earlier Kansas State, I had Kansas State as the favorite. Okay. Kansas State is minus 105 on the money line. Over unders at 141.5. So this game's close to being a pick 'em. I like Kansas State at the on the money line at the minus 105 because you get better odds on that than you do at the plus 1.5. That's going to be the 3 college games I like for tonight.
My college basketball parlay for tonight. I've got Illinois money line win at Penn State. I got Buffalo at Ohio. I'll take Ohio minus 5. And I've got St. John's money line win at DePaul. They're doing a thing right now on TV. Are Mahomes and Kelsey the greatest duo ever? I don't think so.
I don't think so yet.
Not yet. I mean, you've got so many.
I'd have to look at numbers, but I don't think they're better than Montana and Rice yet.
How about?
I don't think they're better than Peyton and Harrison yet.
No, I don't either. Not yet. I'm not saying they won't be.
I'm trying to think of other duos that Peyton and Harrison and Rice and Montana are two that stick out to me right off the top of my head. I know there's some other ones, but them two stuck out. And then, I mean, yeah, are they on their way? Yeah, I think they're on their way, but I mean, I think they're definitely on their way. But you just and knock on wood, because I don't want it to happen to anybody. You never know, injury could happen to one of them or something, you know what I mean? But I think if they both stay healthy and if they both stay healthy and keep playing at the level they're playing, because Mahomes is still, I mean, they're both young. I don't know how old Kelsey is. I know Mahomes is younger, but it ain't like, I mean, you know what I mean? They both still have quite a few years, I think, that they could play together.
Yeah, I think if Kelsey continues to play like he is for the next 3 or 4 or 5 seasons, he may end up being the greatest tight end of all time.
Yeah, I think he's close to that now.
Yeah, he's right there. Got to be,
because I think he's had I heard yesterday 7 or 8 straight 1,000-yard seasons at the tight end position. I
think he's already got.
That's unheard of.
I think he's got the same number of touchdowns as Gronk already. And I mean, some people think Gronk's the greatest. So I mean, I don't know. I know Tony Gonzalez was really good, and there's others. Gates, and there's others.
Yeah, I would say Gronk. Most people say Gronk or Shannon Sharp, or the best tight ends that's played.
Tony Gonzalez
was Tony's name was up there as well. Them three have been basically the three you always hear, and then now you're starting to hear Kelsey as well, which deservingly so. I mean, like I said, 7. I'm pretty sure it was 7 straight 1,000-yard seasons. That's crazy at the tight end position. Yeah. I mean, if I remember right, that was a record.
16, 17 touchdowns or something like that this year or something.
They were talking about that a little bit yesterday on this show here on First Things First, and somebody said they had Gronk ahead of Kelsey because of Gronk's blocking. Which Kelsey's a good blocker too, but Gronk was probably what was so crazy about Gronk, because he was one of the best blockers there was, but he was also a great receiver as well. But he just run people over. He was so damn big and goofy. he didn't care about blocking people. But, oh no, this Chiefs team. I mean, they're set the way they're set up, but they're being so young and everything. They're going, and with having Kelsey and Mahomes locked up for a little bit, especially Mahomes,
It could be a dynasty.
They're going to be a contender for a while.
It could be a dynasty. It could be a dynasty. They're set up to be. We'll see. They're not there yet, but they could be. The only thing it's and I'm not saying they can't do it. They did this year. I feel the AFC is a little stronger than an NFC. So I mean, I think it's going to be, it's never going to be easy. So I mean, because they play here or there, they don't do it this year. So I mean, I'm not saying they're not, it ain't like they just ran over everybody. So I mean, it's not going to be easy, but they're definitely set up. They could be a dynasty. And the thing about Philadelphia losing them coaches, they're going to lose some free agents. The NFC is a little weaker, so I mean, I still think they could come back strong. But it's going to be harder, I think, for them than it was this year. Well, and they're going to play a tougher schedule this year.
Not taking nothing away from the Eagles, but for one, they didn't play real tough schedule. If you look at the teams that they played that had that made the playoffs, they struggled a little bit. But the other thing with them is that I didn't even see that Frankie had made a comment.
I just seen it. I wish I wouldn't have seen it.
Mike Houston made one before that. Did you see that one?
Yeah, I seen that one too. I was trying to ignore it.
I saw Mike's. I put it up earlier. I didn't see Frankie's yet, but it's only been on there for a minute, so I wasn't too far behind. But with the Eagles, one thing that I think might have hurt them a little bit is they hadn't trailed hardly at all season, and you get into the Super Bowl, and you get going in that fourth quarter or in the beginning of that fourth quarter. Now you're down, but they came right back.
They came right
made
back.
made that big play down the field to Smith, but
Yeah.
they couldn't stop. They couldn't stop the Chiefs' offense in that second half.
Yeah.
The Chiefs had 4 possessions in that second half, scored on all 4 of them.
And people said, and I understand because he did have a great game. And people are saying the quarterback Philadelphia outplayed Mahomes. The second half he didn't, because Mahomes was perfect other than one pass.
Yeah. People look at the numbers, and he threw for 300 yards. Yeah, and Hurts played a great. He played a great game.
Great game. Great.
Made one mistake, and that was that fumble, and it cost him 7 points. But no, dude played a good. He played a good game. But I thought Mahomes played a real good games. Yeah, Mahomes' numbers wasn't great in the first half, but he went. How many possessions did they have in the first half?
Yeah.
Not many. I think maybe 3, if that, 2 or 3, because of the Eagles' offense, or the Chiefs' defense couldn't get the Eagles' offense off the field, and they controlled the clock. Everything was going perfect for the Eagles in that first half, other than that fumble. And if you don't have that fumble, you might be up by more than 10 points. And then, the Chiefs missed a field goal.
Yep.
So I mean,
everything went. Yeah, the first half.
And then the second half, it was everything was going the Chiefs' way. The Chiefs got the momentum, got that first score on that first drive in the third quarter, and then defense made a stop, and they was able to get another score. So I mean, it's a good game. I enjoy it. Like I said, I think it was one of the better Super Bowls we've had, Super Bowl games wise that we've seen in a while. I mean,
we thought it
came down to the end, like most people figure. I think most people figured it was going to come down to the end because of the matchup. Well, I should say a lot of people I talked to, there was a lot of people in the media and on TV that thought the Eagles was just going to blow the Chiefs out. And I never thought it would be a blowout. I'm not saying I didn't. I thought the Eagles had a chance to win. I picked the Chiefs, but I thought it'd be a lot. I told you, whoever won the game, I thought was going to be a last second field goal. And that's what it basically came down to, was who had the ball last. And the Chiefs was able to keep that ball away from.
Well, we like Kansas City. We like Kansas City because of their experience, and I think that's what
the coach.
The coaching experience, and I think that's what won them the game. I really do.
Some of them plays that he schemed up on offense were just, are crazy. I mean, you had guys wide open nobody 15, 20 yards around them. The whole defense is going one way and you're throwing the ball this way. But that's that experience. And I felt like the Eagles coaching staff, which I think is a good coaching staff, but they weren't able to make the adjustments in the second half like Reed and his coaching staff were.
I agree.
I think that was about the biggest factor of that game.
So, do you like the coaches hire? The Colts coaches hire?
Yeah, I like it. Like I said, he has 12 years of NFL experience. So I like that. He's been a quarterbacks coach before. He's been an OC for a few years now.
What do you think about the defensive coordinator going to Arizona?
That's going to be interesting. I was kind of surprised they went with a defensive-minded coach, especially with having Kyler Murray. I figured they'd going to have somebody or try bringing somebody to get a little bit more out of him. But you're not going to – that's the thing. He's walking into a tough situation because you're not going to have Murray most next season, if at all. And then they're already talking about –
because you're not going to have Murray, does Arizona draft a quarterback?
I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know if they draft one, if they're going to try to bring in somebody out of free agency.
Will Garoppolo be a fit there?
That could be something you might see. Maybe try Garoppolo for a year or so until we get Murray back. I'm not sure what they're going to do because they're talking about getting rid of DeAndre Hopkins as well. That was one of the reasons.
I don't understand.
That was one reason why Flores supposedly didn't take the job, was because their plan is to get rid of Hopkins. I don't know if they're thinking let's trying to free up some cap since they're not going to have the quarterback next year. But yeah, Frankie says he thinks Arizona's going to go with Wentz on a 1-year deal. They
Possible.
yeah, they could do that.
Let me ask you this, because they want to get away from Hopkins. Do you, if you're Arizona, do you trade back a little bit and then maybe take that wide receiver from USC?
Yeah, well, that might be what they're thinking. But where are they at? 9, I think 8.
I thought Arizona was 3.
Oh yeah, Arizona's 3. Panthers are 9. Panthers 9. Arizona's 3. So yeah, I mean they could take a young quarterback. I mean, who? Man, I don't know what they're going to do. I wouldn't think they'd take a young quarterback because I think they're going to try to go back to Murray when he gets back. And so yeah, I don't know. That's going to be getting rid of Hopkins does save him cap space. That's the big thing. It's going to save him like $30 million in cap space. But so you could see him maybe move back and get a receiver, especially if they're planning on staying with Murray, which I think they are. Once he gets healthy,
This is what I like to see the Colts do. They're not going to do it. I'd like to see him go get Carr. I'd like to see him get Hopkins. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they've got the cap space and stuff they could do it.
Yeah,
but I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking they're going to end up drafting that. Frankie says Patriots are going to make a trade at draft day for D Hop. I don't know. I have a feeling the Colts are going to draft Levis.
You might be right.
Unless Steichen has told him that he prefers one of the other guys more, because everything I'm hearing, the Colts have loved Levis, and that's the guy that you've heard the most about, or out of the young guys about going there.
Yeah, but do they need to use a fourth pick to get to him? Can you move back?
Yeah, I think you can move back, but I don't know what they're going to do. There's still rumors that they might try to move up, so I don't.
Well, I heard they said they would do whatever it takes to get a quarterback. So what that means, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I mean, what if the coach comes in and said, "Look, I don't like any of these quarterbacks. I like Carr." Are they willing to do that? I mean, I'm not saying that's what he's thinking. I'm just saying.
You would think. Well, you would think so. I mean, you would think that coach has that they like what that coach, or cause I'm sure they've talked about that some in the interview process. So I'm sure they like what that coach. You know, I mean, they liked what the coach's plan, what he would like to do is. So at least you hope that they're, you know what I mean? If the coach isn't involved in them kind of decisions, then you're going to have a problem.
It's tough to judge Levis because he played tough competition and he didn't have near the talent.
And he threw as many touchdowns as Bryce Young did.
Yeah.
And didn't have the talent on this team that Bryce Young did.
No, and he played those type of teams. He played in that SEC. So, I mean, it's hard to say. And a lot of people say he's more pro ready than the Alabama or the Ohio State quarterback. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
he says Derek Carr has officially been released. Yeah, I knew they had to release him by tomorrow, so I figured it was going to come. Would be coming probably the day after he said he wasn't going to waive his no trade clause. Mickey says, I cannot wait till the rematch of the Eagles at Kansas City to open up NFL next season. Yeah, today by 4. I just knew they had to have him off the roster before tomorrow, but yeah. So it's going to be interesting because I think there's going to be multiple teams that are going to be interested in college.
All the quarterbacks that are out there in the college. If you was making the decision for the Colts, what quarterback would you go to? The college quarterback.
I'd get a free agent quarterback, and I'd move back in the draft and take probably Hooker
or Dugan. One of those two.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be upset with Dugan. I'm a little higher on Hooker than I am on Dugan. I think. Don't get me wrong. I think Dugan's good. I think Hooker has a higher ceiling.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with that, because I mean they could set even Hooker was going to have to set at least a year, I would think, because of his injury. So even if he sets 2 years, Carr that would be a perfect fit, I think. Garoppolo again, I don't think he don't stay healthy.
Yeah,
that's the only reason I'm against Garoppolo. I think when he's on the field, he's pretty pretty good, but he don't stay on the field.
Nope. Hasn't been able to.
And the other thing, Carr's not real old either. So I mean, I would love to see him get Carr. I think I prefer the Ohio State quarterback over the Alabama quarterback personally. That's just me. But and really, the thing that's tough about that, I've seen a lot of Ohio State games, and there was games against not great teams that he was average. Now, when he played Georgia, who's supposed to be the best defense in college football, he looked fantastic. So, and he looked fantastic with a lot of players on his team hurt.
Yeah, but
A lot of his weapons were hurt.
he didn't look great. He didn't look great in that Michigan game.
No, he didn't look super great. Well, he looked pretty good the first half. I mean, I thought he looked pretty good. The second half, Ohio State kind of fell apart. But there was the other games during the season that he was average at times.
Well, against IU, he didn't play real great. Wasn't it?
There was a couple of games because I watched a lot of Big Ten football.
There was one game early in the season we watched, and he didn't look real well. All right, I'll go over my picks one more time before we get out of here for today. NBA tonight, I like the Suns at the -2.5, the Warriors at the +7.5, and Portland at the -3. College basketball, Creighton -1.5, NC State on the money line, and Kansas State on the money line. Interview that was supposed to be at 5 o'clock today with Damian Michael Cole has been rescheduled till next Tuesday at 5 o'clock. Had a little bit of scheduling conflict, so we
he didn't want to get killed.
So we had to move it to next week. So next Tuesday for that. Like I said, we won't be live tomorrow with Easy Money and Sports Betting Show. Probably rest of the week. Probably back on Monday. We are planning on doing the WWE Elimination Chamber watch along on Saturday night.
I put something out Friday if we're going to do it or not.
Yeah, we'll put something out for sure. As long as I'm not hurting real bad, we'll be doing that. But other than that, GSR won't be having no shows the rest of this week with me having surgery tomorrow. ASAP Afternoon Blitz, not 100% sure if we'll have if there's going to be a show tomorrow. I know Jay McLovin had said something about trying to do a show if some guys was going to come on, so they still might have a show the rest of the week. Well, I know Jay can't do it on Friday, but so we'll put out some posts, let you guys know about that. But we'll be, like I said, we'll be back with Easy Money on Monday. Might be. Hopefully, we'll be doing the Elimination Chamber Saturday night.
I'm excited for Elimination Chamber. I don't know what they're going to do. They did a great promo last night with Sami Zayn and Cody Rhodes. A lot of people felt like they should keep them two away from each other, but they did a great promo. I don't know what they're going to do. Who may end up being a three-way at WrestleMania? Who knows what they're going to do?
Yeah, you never know.
They're keeping everybody gussing, which is, I think, man, a good thing.
If you do a triple threat at WrestleMania and
Sammy don't
win, I think they're setting themselves up for the fans to go crazy.
Yeah, don't
get me wrong, fans get behind Cody, but they were booing Cody the other day booing when Cody's name got mentioned the other day.
Now the rumor is, they was told that the Usos not to show up at the thing. Set it up because a lot of people feel like they can't go to Canada. The rumor is that they both got cleared to go to Canada. So who knows? They could show up. They may not show. I mean, who knows what's going to happen for sure. It's going to be interesting. I think Elimination Chamber is going to be pretty good.
Yeah, I'm going to be watching it for sure. If we don't get to go live, I'll be watching it unless I'm just asleep or something.
Yeah.
But we appreciate everybody joining us today. We'll see you guys, like I said, maybe Saturday night for the Elimination Chamber. If not, we'll be back Monday with our full slate of shows. Please hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room and the All Sports All Plays Network. Like and follow on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all at Gonzo Sports Room and the All Sports All Plays Network. Don't forget, check out Unscripted tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern. You can find that at Unscripted on YouTube and Facebook and on the All Sports All Plays Network. and at Unscripted Guys on Twitter. But we appreciate everybody watching. We'll see you guys later on this week. Hope everybody has a great day.